the evolution of advertising or even the future of advertising is quite a difficult topic to address. Ultimately, nobody knows exactly where this is going to go. But we thought we'd give it a go. And we thought we'd try to figure out the best way to start to address the topic. As a software company, AppNexus is obliged to continuously look at the future. We can't build software for what people are doing today, particularly not in a market that moves as fast as the ones that we're in. If we build it now for the issues that people have now, of course, it's going to be out of date by the time we actually get it in the hands of the customer. So it's a big part of our job to try to look into the future at where these sort of things are actually going to go. So one of the simplest, the most obvious ways to do that is to look at first principle. So when I say first principle in this case, I would talk about advertising as a concept. The behavior is indicative by the display figure. And the fact that that's growing so quickly, and we're going to look at this, is also indicative of how fragmented that's becoming. So this is why you have the data points, and we would define programmatic, by the way, everyone will have their own definition, simply as the application of data. So you can apply data in 1,000 of different ways, but it's the application of data. It's tools that allow you to use data on what you're buying or selling, which are critical to the growth of the industry. Well, in the world of display, the rules are slightly different. You can't just have some data and have an enormous amount of cheap media. You actually need to do other things. And the consumer has reacted to that kind of buying and selling. In markets where I think data has become slightly more of a currency, slightly faster, markets like the UK, Netherlands, US, places like that. Something that we would call programmable marketing. So what is programmable marketing? So the first concept, there are 3 building blocks to this. The first one is real-time data. Not someone else's data, your data as an advertiser, or your data as a marketer, or your data as a publisher. How recent is it? So real-time data has now become particularly important. The second one is learning algorithms. So what do I mean by this? If you are running campaigns through a DSP today, any DSP, then they have an algorithm, right, which has algebraic equation to say, optimize because they were in this segment, optimize because it's an MPU, optimize because the URL says sport. Right, and it just optimizes according to all of those things. Right? So, partner ecosystem. This is the final building block that we think is important for programmable. We talked about context, we talked about creative, but none of this will actually work if you let machines disintermediate the advertising, buying, and selling process.